Are your desires manifesting? Well, how do you know? Well, a lot of times we want evidence. We want to see physical evidence. We want proof that our desire is manifesting. And we spend some time looking for that evidence because we want that certainty. We want to feel that sureness. However, the creative process does not look like that because the first evidence that you get is not physical evidence. The first evidence that you get is emotional evidence. And this is why I encourage people to keep a daily emotion tracker. A few times a day, stop and write down what you're thinking, what you're doing, and identify the emotions. So at the end of the day, you can look down this column and you can know what percent of your day is high vibration energy because the more you're there, that's the flow. That's the place you want to be. You want to be in that flow of high vibration energy. That's where everything you want is. That's where the path of details to everything you want is. So if that column is 90% of these kinds of emotions, happy, satisfied, ease, anticipation, joy, then you can know for sure that your desire is on the way to manifesting. Now, there's a bit of a trust process there because we don't grow up with this kind of trust. We want to see physical evidence. We want proof. We want hard, tangible stuff that we can hold in our hand or things that are happening that we can point at and we can say, yes, that means it's on the way. And that is just not the way it works. The way it works is the energy has to come first. The emotional energy has to line up first. And as you are there, then you can be sure that you're receiving the path. And you could be receiving it today. And even the path itself, the details, they don't necessarily look like anything like the desire that's coming. But if they feel good, then they are most certainly the path. And you can look at this little image here of a seed. When we plant a seed, we know that if we nurture that seed, we give it the proper nurturing, it is going to grow and it's going to break the ground and then it's going to grow into fruition. We know that. We trust that. But we don't see it. We look at the seed and we don't say, I must have that kernel of corn, or I must have that apple, or I must have that cucumber. I want to see evidence of that before, so I know it's growing. We don't do that because now we have seen it. We know how this works so much that we know when we put a seed in the ground, it's doing something. It's doing something that it grows, and then, as I said, it eventually breaks the ground, and then it grows bigger, and then it grows whatever it is that it's going to grow. And we trust that. And that's the way we got to be with our desires, is to trust the creative process and know that good feeling emotions, positive emotions, is that nurturing that invites the path of details to us. And so, again, I highly encourage you to keep a emotional tracker, and then you will have no doubt whatsoever what's going on. If your desires in vibrational reality are on their way to you, or you are getting in the way with some negative feeling thought energy and preventing them from unfolding in your physical reality, because that's the only thing between you and them is any negative emotion. That's the only thing that would stop them. If you fill your day with good feeling emotions, it really, quite frankly, doesn't matter what the activity is or the thought is. If at the end of the day you are consistently and authentically having these positive emotions in this column, then you can know for sure that you are on the path. You can feel good about that. So that's even more feel good for you. So I call it the 90-10% rule. You're aiming for 90% feel good in your day. That's 90% of the time receiving the details. And you can do that any way you want to. There is nothing specific that you do at any time in the day, and in particular, no techniques, no strategies, other than if you have those to help you to feel good, then that's great, and you can use them as much as you can in the day. But, you're doing things like appreciating, focusing on the positive aspects. You're liking yourself, you're understanding others, you are understanding the creative process, so you know for sure how it works and what you got to do in supplying this stream of good feeling energy, and that is what allows you to receive the path. So when you're In here, feeling this way 90% of the time, you are certainly allowing a lot of the path to come to you, and you are receiving things that you want and very satisfying days. And sure, there's going to be 10% because remember the creative process, we're going to be asking for more, and the asking comes out of those unwanted situations. So it's not like we want any days where there's not unwanted things. We just got to learn to celebrate the unwanted, because it means that there's new pathways and desires queued up for us to receive. So even though we may have a bit of a negative pinch for a brief amount of time, we can quickly change that into a good feeling place with our understanding of the creative process that tells us this really is a celebration, even though we may have a very brief pinch of negativity. And that's all okay. But we want to be streaming this good feeling thought energy to the law of attraction. We want that to be our main broadcast. And when we do, then we are nurturing the seed of our desire, let's call it that. And it's starting to come into our life. And so that's how you know if your desires are in the process of manifesting, if you're nurturing them into manifesting, and if you do the kinds of thoughts, if you do the kinds of activities that keep you in that place as you go through your regular daily life. You're in traffic, you're with family, you're doing your job, you're doing all kinds of things, shopping for groceries, all that stuff. That all factors in to what kind of vibration you're streaming, what those emotions are as you're doing that. If you're grumbling when you're shopping for groceries because maybe they don't have the items in the shelf, or you're thinking the prices are too high, or it's too crowded and people are bumping into you, I mean, that's all low vibration emotion that just affects you, really. It just puts up a block for you to stop and slow down receiving the things that you want. That what goes on in the grocery store, if it's all low vibration, that's literally affecting you receiving the house that you want, or the new job that you want, or anything you want. Now, see, we don't grow up understanding that association, but that is the association you want to pay attention to, because the law of attraction is tuned into you at all times. So no matter where you are and what you're doing, it's picking up a broadcast from you, and you want it to be these high vibration emotions. So I'm going to leave you with that message for today. Thanks for listening in. If you have any comments, leave them on the post, and have yourself a great day.